Hey everyone, this is Zach. So today I want to give you a behind the scenes look of what it's actually like being a broker. So I actually was motivated to make this video because the situation just popped up and I thought it was a really good training experience for everyone. However, whenever I release this video, it might be later down the road and I'll explain why in a minute. But I just wanted to cover kind of an interesting scenario as a broker, and I face situations like this every single week. But I really felt like one of the agents could have done a lot better with how they conducted themselves. And so what happened basically was one of our agents had a listing. They had a signed listing agreement. The listing has been active for a little bit, and this is actually a family member of theirs. Well, another agent is friends with the homeowner, and here's where the problem comes up. So this other agent starts making posts on social media as if this listing was their own. They were even making comments: want to own this home for less than you would pay for rent. Lots of possibilities with this home. The upstairs could easily convert into 2 bedrooms instead of 1. At this time, the house will qualify for FHA and VA. Seller is highly motivated. They've already found the new home they will be moving to. Reach out to me for a private tour. There is no realtor sign in the yard, but I will be happy to direct you to the exact location. And then they have hashtags, all their company information. Now, multiple problems with that. One is they never got permission to actually make these posts and advertise this listing. 2, they are not the licensed agent that has a listing agreement with that property. So they should not be making these posts at all. And even if they got permission, there's no credit or mention of our company or our agent's name at all. And so you can see where this is very confusing to the public as far as they're disclosing all this information and saying the seller's highly motivated. And then what really kind of got under my skin and why I want to make this video, because this isn't the first time, but they make passive aggressive jabs. There is no realtor sign in the yard, but I will be happy to direct you to the exact location. There's a street address. Anybody can look that up. Or other posts say, I'm going to share this to some more pages so I can get it advertised better. That was their comment on this listing. Other comment is, when is an open house? So they're continuously making all these passive aggressive jabs, and I know why they're doing it, and I've seen this tactic before. They're trying to drive a wedge between our agent and the seller, even though they're family. They're trying to show, well, why isn't this being done? Why isn't this here? There's no realtor sign, but I'll tell you where the location is. They're trying to create all this doubt so that the seller might pull the listing from our agent and list with this other agent. And I really don't like this tactic, and that's why I want to make this video. Also, they said in another post, bring all offers, motivated seller. My friend is selling their farmhouse out in blank. Let me know if you'd like a tour. I'd be more than happy to take you. And then hashtag all their company's information. Nothing mentioned about us or our listing agent or giving credit. Didn't even have permission. So how did I have to handle this as the broker? Well, what I wanted to do is, knowing it's a holiday weekend, and I'll disclose that much, but when I release this video, it might be down the road. But knowing it's a holiday weekend, I didn't want to just tag just the broker with either a phone call or a text, because they very much have their own lives, their own families. They could be out on vacation. And so it could be several days before this is even addressed. So what I wanted to do was confront this head on. I group texted that other agent and their broker. And here's what I said. Hello, this is Zach, the broker of Zach Taylor Real Estate. I've been made aware of one of our listings being advertised without following TREC guidelines. That's the state licensing board. This is our company's listing, and they appear to be made without permission or credit to us. Also, there seems to be passive aggressive undertones to try and get the client to list with blank instead. We ask that these posts be removed and further communication go through our agent directly, not the client. So one of the big issues with this is actually a state violation. You cannot list somebody else's listing, 1, without their permission, and 2, you got to give them credit. So this jeopardizes their license. And I don't think it was taken seriously enough. Also, this could probably be code of ethics. This could be turned into local realtor associations. So this is a really big deal. You do not advertise somebody else's listing without permission and without giving credit. Well, they went on to remove it from their personal pages. They did not remove it from their business pages. So I sent one more text in the same afternoon and screenshotted it and said, thank you for removing them from your personal page. We also need them removed from your realtor page. You are advertising our listing as a motivated seller. Again, that hurts us as the listing company because they could be stigmatizing this listing. Motivated seller. We have no mention of that phrase in our listing at all. Well, now consumers can be, well, why is this a motivated seller? What's wrong with the property? So they could be stigmatizing it and hurting our chances of getting this property sold. So after I said that, the agent responded, and this is what really kind of set me over the edge. Hi, Zach. I will remove them from my realtor page as well. Thank you for the kind reminder. The seller, blank, would like you to call as soon as possible. Now, why is that a very frustrating text? Well, in my earlier one, I asked to direct all future communication to our agent directly and not communicate with the seller. So when they contact me and text me back and say the seller would like you to call them, that means they've then had a subsequent conversation with the seller. Basically tattletaling, saying, well, I can't help you anymore. I can't do this because your agent turned me into their broker. And when I called the seller and had this conversation, that's exactly what happened. They were basically talking down about us, how we didn't want to work with them, how we didn't want to have them help with advertising, and that they were no longer friends anymore and they would never talk to them again. If they were actually friends, or if this other agent was actually being a true professional, the conversation should have instead been closer to this with the seller. One, they shouldn't even have had the conversation with the seller. It means after I texted the agent and their broker and confronted the situation, that agent contacted the seller. That should have happened. Two is if they did have this conversation, it should have gone along, hey, I understand you have this exclusive listing agreement with this other agent. I fully respect that. We are friends. However, I just can't advise you anymore with real estate or help in that regard as long as you have a listing with them. That's it. And that's a true professional, not we are no longer friends anymore. I'm done with this. I can't help you out at all. Because are you actually a friend with that homeowner if that's the lengths you go to? So I just want to bring this up. This is kind of a peek behind the scenes as a broker. This is what I have to deal with probably every week. Situations like this pop up. It's very interesting to see the dynamics, but I think we can all raise the bar as real estate agents. I think we can all become more professional, and I think we can all help each other out and continue forward in this business. And just know there's always another house out there. There's always other sellers, other home buyers. There's millions of people across this state and other states that you could be licensed in. So if somebody has a listing already signed and it's active, go find another listing, go find another seller. There's plenty of business out there. And don't resort to passive aggressive tactics. Don't resort to contacting the seller directly to try to tattletale. We put this fire out. We're going to get this property sold. And if you have any questions, comment down below. But I just thought this would be a helpful video to kind of see behind the curtains of being a real estate broker.